The following short video will show you how to install the Strato coupler mounted bracket, also called the CMB. Please remember to follow all railroad and AAR safety procedures. To install the CMB, you will need a ratchet wrench with a 15/16 deep socket, a 3/4 socket, a flathead screwdriver, and pliers for bending cotter pins. The CMB will be bolted to the coupler using the lightener holes. Check the holes to ensure that they are clean and free of slag. The CMB has 2 bolts or spring retainer assemblies, and on the back side, the axial mounting clamp. Each CMB also comes with instructions attached, which you should remove and review before starting. To start, remove the cotter pins and keep them to use later. Next, loosen the top spring retainer assembly so it is close to the ends of the threads. Now hand tighten the bottom spring retainer assembly and rotate the clamp so the clamp body is parallel with the top of the bracket. This is important for easy installation. Next, loosen the bolt on the axial mounting clamp until the end bolt is flush with clamp face. To install the CMB, insert the bracket on an angle so that the top clamp will slide under the top edge of the lightener hole, and the bracket's resting shelf sits on the horizontal rib of the coupler. Make sure that the bottom clamp is in the bottom lightener hole. Hand tighten the top spring retainer assembly a few turns to reduce slack between the coupler and the bracket. Next, we need to set the axial mounting clamp. By lifting the bracket's horizontal arm, tilt the bracket back and slide it towards the pulling face of the coupler, so the axial mounting clamp will pass over the strengthening rib located above the lock lift assembly. You may need to wiggle the bolt a bit to get the clamp over the rib. Tighten the axial mounting clamp until the lock washer is engaged. Next, loosen the bottom spring retainer clamp to the end of the threads. Using a flathead screwdriver, push the clamp inside the lightener hole. Rotate the clamp 90 degrees with the screwdriver so the flat on the end of the bolt with the marking up is facing up. Now pull the clamp out and hand tighten the spring retainer assembly while keeping up marking in the up position. While rocking the CMB forward and back, hand tighten the top spring retainer assembly snug. Then tighten the bottom assembly snug. Now, using the ratchet wrench, tighten the top bolt until the Belleville washer is compressed flat by the retainer. Next, insert the cotter pin through the slot in the spring retainer. You may need to tighten the assembly more so the cotter pin slots will line up with the cotter pin holes in the clamp. Secure by bending the pin. Please pay attention to how the pin is bent to avoid injuries. Now, tighten the lower retainer until the Belleville washer is compressed flat by the retainer. Then safely secure the cotter pin. Here is a spring retainer assembly correctly installed with the cotter pin. The installation of the bracket is now complete and secure. Connect hoses and ensure all dimensions conform to AAR specifications.